It is Sunday morning, YouTube. This is your homegirl, Barbosa. 914 Westchester County, New York, coming to you with another live video. I am the BT1000 in the sector. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. I am not a Kwamite. I am not a rabbit. I am not an outlaw. I am not a sniper. I am a part of Soda Nation. 2013 until now, present, currently. Shout out to the chat. I am an independent YouTube creator. I'm an independent YouTube creator. I have my own thoughts. I have my own opinions. I don't have a boss. I don't have a gatekeeper. I don't have a co-defendant. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah. But I was able to put together another piece of music. I hope everyone likes it. Of course, you'll probably recognize that there are certain names that are mentioned in this song. There are certain names mentioned in this song. Yeah. And of course, I hope everyone likes it.
Kila wakati unakaribishwa mlangoni pangu, wewe ni ndugu yangu, wewe ni rafiki yangu, baraka tele zinamiminika kama mvua ya raba, tunasherekea maisha, tuna mambo ya kaba, moderatos wa chat tunawapa heshima zote, kazi yenu ni ngumu, nasimamia pande zote, bless up kwa kila mmoja anaiweka amani, BT1000 na waletea
nyumbani kwangu, marafiki zangu wote, kula chakula, vuta kiti, furahia yote. Keep the change, mambo safi. Bless up kila mmoja hapa, kuna ila wala kaa. Karibu nyumbani kwangu, marafiki zangu wote.
Subscribers zote, na waona mnavyopenda. Upendo wenu ni nguvu, mbele tunazidi kwenda. Loni one love, baraka ziwe kwako daima. Love Lech, tunakupenda, mchango wako ni kilema. Jazz Day na Mrs. Vision, asante kwa kwepo. Upendo wenu ni wa kweli, hauna tupepo. Riff na Simset, nanyi pia mubarikiwe katika safari, majina yenu ya sauliki. Queen Regina na Moonlight, mwangaza wa usiku, mmependeza sana, petutoa kwenye dhiki kuu. Keep the change, maisha ni baraka, tutaji mambo ya strange.
Baraka kwa kila kichwa. Upendo wa kweli hapa hauwezi kufichwa. Kutoka moyoni mwangu hadi kwenye skrini yako. BT1000 yuko hapa kwa ajili yako. Marafiki zangu wote, kula chakula, vuta kiti, furahia yote. Keep the change,
mambo safi.
bless up kila mmoja hapa, kuna hila wala kaa. Karibu nyumbani kwangu.
Bless up. Bless up. Fungua mlango uingie ndani ya maskani.
Yeah, shout out to the chat. It's a little something I put together yesterday by going through another app. It was on the Play Store app where you could use what I did. I went on a certain app. I can't remember the name of it. And I wrote in my own lyrics. And that particular piece is called Karibu ni Umbani. And Karibu ni Umbani means welcome to my house, a welcome to my home. So I guess we're going to do our Swahili intro, which is Habari za Hasaburi. Karibu ni Umbani ke wangu. Twendi zetu, kuja na mimi, kula chakula, miji baridi, kuvuta kiti, kachini, kumpumzika, unakaribishwa hapa kila wakati. Yeah, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. Shout out to the YouTube streets. And that particular piece, I mixed Swahili with Spanish. You know, as you could hear, I'm asking people what do they want to eat. They're always welcome in my house, in my home, in my life. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. Certain names were mentioned. All of my moderators were mentioned, all of them. Certain people that have supported this channel in the past and in the present. Yeah, so that's the way it is. So, man, we got so much going on these YouTube streets. We got so much going on these YouTube streets. Some things I was unaware of, and other things I became painfully aware of. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you're not always looking for certain things to happen, and it happens anyway. You're unsure of what is going down, you know. I don't know. I mean, unexpected things I didn't expect to happen. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. But I do know this. I do know this very well. If you're dealing with people behind the scenes, if you got their phone number, they got your phone number. Let's say that you guys have a misunderstanding, a falling out, a miscommunication, something misfired, something misstepped. Because people are not going to be perfect. People are not going to be 100% all the time. And some people will actually succumb to certain things on the YouTubes. And my advice, if you're dealing with anyone behind the scenes, keep it behind the scenes. Keep it behind the scenes. Don't tell anybody who you're dealing with from behind the scenes. Because people have a way of putting wedges in between people. People have a way of doing that. And people take pleasure in destroying other people's friendships, other people's relationships on this app, on this platform, because you have to realize we are dealing with people who are not stable in their emotions. I'm not talking about mental illness. I'm not talking about mental health. I'm talking about there's another part of a mentality, and it's called emotional maturity. It's called emotional stability. We got a lot of people on this app, myself included, who is a little shaky when it comes to emotions, when it comes to feelings. You know, a lot of us we are directed to do certain things because we are emotional. You know what I mean? But if someone is in my camp, right? Let's say somebody is in my camp. They deal with me all the time. I deal with them. Of course, like if they are under attack, yes, I will go to bat for them. Maybe once, maybe twice. On the third round, that person going to have to come and stand on, their own square. Their own square. They're going to have to take up for themselves. You know what I mean? People need to fight their own battles. I understand, but there are times where people are ganging up on one person because we got a lot of people in this sector that got a herd mentality. They don't know how to think for themselves. They're not independent. They're not critical thinkers. They don't ask questions. We got a lot of groups in this sector. There's a lot of occult-like thinking in this sector. You know, shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. And there are people in this sector. I mean, it was just like yesterday, right? I'm going to give you an example. I was in a chat yesterday, and someone had mentioned that I am a rabbit. And I had to remind the person, I go where I want to go. I'm an OG. I'm a day one OG in this sector. I am not a rabbit. I am not a Kwamite. I'm not an outlaw. I'm not a sniper. I am a part of Soda Nation. Soda Nation was here before any other group. We was here before we the people. We was here before the rabbits. We were here before the snipers. We were here before the outlaws. We were here before the mafias. Matter of fact, we are the blueprint. So all those groups I'm just now mentioning, they are all under the umbrella of Soda Nation, but they branched off from Soda Nation. They wanted to build their own shit. And we see what happens when people build their own shit. Certain groups become cults because there is a cult life on these YouTube streets, whether anybody realizes it or not. People think, oh, because you sitting in a chat with X, Y, and Z, that's who you are. That's not who I am. There's plenty of people that sit over there in the rabbits camp, but we're not rabbits. We're not rabbits. We're not members of that group. We're not members of that organization. And I'll tell people quick, I am not a rabbit. I will tell people that quick and in a hurry. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of haters on this platform. We got a lot of haters on this fucking platform. But one thing for sure, I know who the fuck I am. A lot of people on this app do not know who the fuck they are. I remember before the rabbits became the rabbits. So how the fuck am I a rabbit? Impossible. I was here before we the people, aka the Kwamites, formulated. I was here way before any of these groups. So I can go wherever the hell I want to go. In this sector, on this platform. I can sit where I want to sit. I can tippity type in certain chats that I want to tippity type in. I can hit the link if I choose to hit the fucking link. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. See, people like to group you up with people when they see you in the company of certain individuals. And I got rabbits over here that moderate for me. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the... Yes, I rocked out with them for years. Yes, I sit in those chats when I get ready. Yeah, I do. So? Because I know Soda Nation is over every group that's in this fucking sector. I sit with the rabbits. I sit with the snipers. I sit with mafia. I sit with the capo when I get ready. Sometimes I'll peep over at what the Kwamites are doing. I can't help but to know what the Kwamites are doing because everybody wants to do the repetition. They want to repeat what the people said. So they do these so-called, what is that, reaction videos? That's what they do. They do these so-called reaction videos. So, of course, I'm going to know what people are doing in this fucking sector, whether I want to know or not. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Good morning. Yeah, people get it twisted. Yeah, I don't allow trolls into my chat. I don't allow. They just brought up the name of someone that used to be on the YouTubes. Sorry to tell you, I don't allow trolls into my chat. Why don't you go suck his dick? Why don't you go find where he's at and go suck his dick? Since you're so worried about him. Yeah, we got people in this sector worried about people that's not even on the YouTubes. We got people in the sector that are worried about people that are not even on YouTube anymore. You know, this is sad. This is stupid. Yeah, but type now. Try typing now, jackass. He gonna ask me about somebody that's not even on YouTube anymore. Why don't you create a channel, okay? I hate when trolls come in here. They have channels, but they don't have no content, no nothing on their channel. No subscribers and no content. So that's how you know that those are troll accounts. You know what I mean? For real, for real. They don't have a voice and they hide behind a fucking avatar. You know, I pretty much know who that was that wrote in this chat just now. Yo, go find your mother. You drop shot, no name, or brand, drag nasty son of a bitch. Because I know it's one of you bitch ass niggas over there. One of you bands. You don't never show your face. You don't never reveal who the fuck you are. You're a fucking coward. I don't deal with cowards. Don't come back over here. Yeah, we got a lot of cowards in this fucking sector. A lot of people, a lot of faceless friends. You got a lot of faceless friends in this fucking sector. And it's too many if you ask me. It's too many if you ask me. I mean, what happened to the days where people actually showed who they are, revealed who they are, you know, regardless of the consequences or regardless of what people was going to say about them? I understand that what is hidden cannot be mocked. What is hidden cannot be judged. What is hidden cannot be critiqued. So people do these things so no one will criticize them, no one will judge them, no one will mock them. You know, it is what it is. Try typing now, jackass. Try typing now, motherfucker. I just removed them, then I actually blocked. Yeah, but we got a lot of, but I pretty much know who that was that came into this fucking chat. You don't got nothing else to do? And half of you motherfuckers that commit all this atrocity to people, half of you go to church, half of you attend a church somewhere. So that's how you know your religion isn't working for you. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. I don't follow religion. No organized religion members over here. Especially if you can't reveal who the fuck you are. Motherfuckers. Anyway, before I cut my wisdom, yeah, man, we got a lot of people on these YouTube streets that are not day ones. They're not day ones. And then we got a lot of people that are day ones, but they don't realize they're day ones. Because some of the people that say they're not day ones, if you actually click on to their channels, right? And anyone that has been here before, I would say, because I've been here since 2013 and I'm still here. And there are people that have been here longer than that. And some people are in this sector, some people are not in this sector. Some people came to this sector because they came from another section of this platform. And that's all good and that's all cool. Shout out to the chat. I don't have nothing against that. Nothing at all. You know what I mean? Word. So yeah. Some people, I don't know. So it is what it is. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. So yeah, we got a lot of people in this sector that are emotionally damaged. You know, that's why they're on social media. Believe it or not, that's why a lot of people are on social media. They can't help themselves. They want to be heard. They want to be seen. They want to be acknowledged. They want to be recognized. You know what I mean? Just like that troll that just came into this chat. And I see that, I'm not the only one that get visits from the trolls, but I know how to remove the trolls as soon as they come on in. You know what I mean? Because I don't put up with their bullshit. You know what I mean? For real. Because there's a lot of people on this app that are actually content creators and they will create troll accounts just to come into your chat, just to stir up some trouble. You know what I mean? Because they don't have enough courage or enough nerve or the heart to confront you on their own merits. We got a lot of people that are afraid to confront other people in this fucking sector. So what do? They create all these troll accounts and they come into certain chats to attack the content creator because they don't have anything else to do. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of content creators in the sector that do not like Arabia Barbosa. I know there's a lot of them. But instead of them confronting me on their fucking own, what they do, they create a troll account and they come into my chat. And they tippity type all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Instead of confronting me on their own. They can't confront me on their own. They can't stand by themselves, in other words. They need a group of people to fucking help them. They need all their fucking supporters and their subscribers to help them. But when they are standing by themselves, they can't confront me. They can't stand in the same room with me. You can't compete where you don't compare. You are what? Not qualified. There's a lot of YouTube creators in this sector that are not qualified to stand in the same room with me, much less in my own chat, much less in my own fucking chat. So what do they do? What do these content creators do? They create troll accounts. They come into my cipher where I can see them. They typically type all that bullshit, all that drop shot, no name, all brand, drag nasty bullshit because their comment will never be seen. There's no real conversation. So we got a lot of content creators in this sector that are afraid to answer my questions. They come with lies and propaganda. They can't stand by themselves. So what do? They run to their fucking friends, and then their friends, X, Y, and Z. But I can stand against anyone in this fucking sector. I don't give a fuck who it is. Uh, yeah. If you can't say good morning or hello, I'm putting your ass out of here. You get 2 scoops of fuck you up your ass. If you cannot say good morning or hello, don't fucking come over here. And thank you for the view. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah, we got a lot of haters. Early this morning, I already had 2 haters to come into the cipher. I already had 2 haters come into the cipher. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. It's all good. I don't care what people tippity tight, because I know you can't stand on your own 2 feet. So you come in here with a troll account, and that's it, man. I'm not putting up with the trolls at all. I'm not putting up with the trolls at all. I don't need my moderators in here this morning to sniper anyone. I can sniper people very well myself. So if you can't say good morning, you can't say hello, you will be removed out of the comment section. For real, for real. And that's the way I'm going to do it. And if I need to, I will ban people from this fucking channel. Because I'm not putting up with nobody's bullshit this year. 2026, I will not be putting up with people's bullshit. I'm going to tell people to go suck a dick. You get 2 scoops of fuck you up your ass. For real, for real. Half of you are cowards. You can't stand on your own 2 feet. So you come in here with troll accounts. That's all you can do. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never ever hurt me. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. So the YouTubes is on fire, as always. I mean, it got kind of quiet this weekend. It got kind of quiet this weekend. It wasn't too much going on. Certain people are battling it out, but I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment about the battle I saw recently, because there's no need to comment. Everything will work itself out. It's best to leave, like, when people are really cool with each other and they fall out because teeth and tongue will fall out. And it's best not to even say nothing. It's best not to make any comment. It's best not to even get involved. And when people start doing videos and they start speaking subliminally, I kind of like question that a little bit. You know what I mean? So we got 2 OGs in the sector who are having a disagreement, and I have no comment. I'm not interested in none of that. I'm not. For real, for real. So it is what it is. I don't know what's going to be happening this week as far as me is concerned. I know I got to get back out there and do what I got to do to finance this house, to bring the money into the door. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. So I guess everything is on the up and up. Hopefully the weather will work itself out. It was cool. Some of the days on last week. Today it's supposed to get up to 72 degrees. 72 degrees. Now that is really something. You know what I mean? And it's gonna stay a certain temperature for a while, probably until April. Until April, and then after April, it will start getting back hot. I recently found out in New York, they've been having pretty good weather. So shout out to everyone that is a part of my support team that are still in the New York State area. Shout out to them. Yeah, it's all good. So hopefully everything will still continue to work out. Now on the world stage, they are doing the investigation of the Epstein trials. That is coming out about certain things. There is a question mark as to why Michael Jackson is no longer with us. There is a question as to why Michael Jackson is no longer with us, because he was interfering. He was interfering in certain things. He was protecting certain children, certain celebrity children, and they targeted Michael Jackson. And they made sure that Michael Jackson is no longer with us. And I believe it. I believe that this investigation is going to get deeper. I believe certain things are going to come out. I believe certain people are going to be exposed. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all about what is happening today in America. What the news is reporting. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. China. Shout out to China. China just came out with a new law concerning child predators. Those that sexually abuse children in the country of China will be put to death. That is an awesome law. I hope the United States will adopt a law like that, because a lot of you in this country say that you're Christian. You say you believe in God. There is a book, a verse in your Bible that completely says someone that sexually abuses a child or abuses a child in any way should be put to death. I don't know where America gets this concept of allowing certain people to re-enter society when these people should not be released. They should not be released. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people in this sector that got that shit on their fucking jacket. It's just that they haven't been exposed yet. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah, but I agree with China. And I believe that the United States needs to adopt the same law and put all sexual predators that attack children on death row and execute them. And I believe all their executions should be public. I believe all sexual predators should be executed, and their executions should be public. It should be made public. Just like the way they killed Saddam Hussein, they should do that to them. period. And I bet you a lot of problems that we're having in this country will disappear overnight. Overnight. Why don't Donald Trump write an executive order about that? You know why he's not going to write an executive order about that? Because then a lot of his friends will actually go on the chopping block. But I want the whole world to know, and I want people to understand that there are people who are in prison right now, and that is their main focus, to find those type of people and to put them out of their misery. To find those type of people and to put them out of their fucking misery. Because there's something wrong with you when you mess with a child. There's something terribly wrong with you. And it cannot be fixed, not by no therapy, not by no probation, and not by no parole or being on house arrest. They need to do the public executions of the sex offenders, just as they had publicly showed the execution of Saddam Hussein. Same way they did him, same way they need to do them. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. That's my opinion, that's my point of view. So it is what it is. That's the way I feel. That's the way I feel. You know, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah, shout out to China for coming out with that new law. And they will be enforcing it. They will be enforcing it. You know what I mean? They don't need to give those dudes no life in prison. They just need to get rid of them. They need to get rid of them. Just like they got rid of Ted Bundy and a few others, you know, they need to get rid of those people that do that. Like I was on the YouTubes, well, not so much on YouTube, but on other social media platforms, and I saw some videos that was very disturbing. And I believe that those people too should be publicly executed. Anyone that beats on a child, that abuses a child for any reason, physically, sexually, emotionally, spiritually, should be put to death. Period. If it's caught, if it's reported, the person should be arrested, they should be charged, and they should be put to death. I'm totally for that. I'm totally for that. Because all this passing down, all this trauma and pain through generation from generation from generation would disappear overnight. People would think twice before they hit a child. For real, for real. Especially if it's brought to the attention of the authorities that that child is being physically abused, sexually abused, emotionally abused. Yeah. Get the ones that do all the emotional abuse too. Put them on death row too. Execute them too. People probably say, Arabia ain't gonna be nobody left. So what? I bet you if you stop all the child abuse, you put all those people to death, all that stuff would disappear overnight. People would think twice. People would think twice. You know what I mean? Right now, there is no thinking from these people. These people feel that they're not going to face any consequences. I've been reading a lot of reports, and I've been seeing a lot of videos where, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that needs to be taken care of. You know what I mean? People need to stop breathing for doing half of the dumb shit they do. For real, for real. And I'm saying that. That's my point of view. That's nobody else saying it. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing things pass from generation to generation to generation. If we put a nip to the bud, if we make sure that everybody tiptoe through the tulips, tiptoe through the garden, they need to tiptoe or get their toes chopped the fuck off. That's the way I believe. Because we got too much going on. It's too much going on in the world. It's too much corruption going on in the world. And that is caused by a lot of shit that's passing from generation. A lot of corruption. A lot of moral weakness. It's in the blood. We don't need to practice eugenics. We need to put people to death on death row. Public executions. Public. For real. And that's my opinion. So it's Sunday morning. Yo, I guess that's it for right now. It's not even 5. It's like 5:50 in the morning. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets.
Yetu harufu ya chakula mezani, karibuni zetu, vuta kiti chako, keti chini, upumzishe roho. Hapa kuna choyo, hapa tunajenga mshono. Kila wakati unakaribishwa mlangoni pangu. Wewe ni ndugu yangu, wewe ni rafiki yangu. Baraka tele zinamiminika kama mvua ya raba. Tunasherekea maisha, tuna mambo ya kaba. Moderatos wa chat tunawapa heshima zote. Kazi yenu ni ngumu, nasimamia pande zote. Bless up kwa kila mmoja anaiweka amani. BT 1000 nawaletea.
Karibu nyumbani kwangu, marafiki zangu wote. Kula chakula, vuta kiti, furahia yote. Keep the change.
Mambo safi.
Bless up kila mmoja, hapa kuna ila wala kaa. Karibu nyumbani kwangu, marafiki zangu wote.
Subscribers zote na waona mnavyopenda, upendo wenu ni nguvu, mbele tunazidi kwenda. Loni one love, baraka ziwe kwako daima. Love Lage, tunakupenda, mchango wako ni kilema. Just J na Mrs. Vision, asante kwa kwepo. Upendo wenu ni wa kweli au natupepo. Riff na Simset, nanyi pia mubarikiwe katika safari. Majina yenu ya Sauli, Queen Regina na Moonlight, mwangaza wa usiku. Mmependeza sana, petutoa kwenye jiji kuu. Keep the change. Maisha ni baraka, tutaji mambo ya strange.
Baraka kwa kila kichwa. Upendo wa kweli hapa hauwezi kufika. Kutoka moyoni mwangu hadi kwenye skrini yako. BT 1000 yuko hapa kwa ajili yako. Marafiki zangu wote. Kula chakula, vuta kiti, furahia yote. Keep the change.
Mambo safi.
Bless up kila mmoja, hapa kuna hilo wala kaa. Karibu nyumbani kwangu.
Bless up.
Yo, shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. I'm out of here. Hope everyone has an awesome Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we out. Peace. 1.